So once your media has been loaded, put a mark, just a bit of tape, just so you don't mark the actual machine, next to where you've loaded the film. Then what you want to do is push the forward button to then watch the film to make sure it's not going to move across. So I'm just going to do that now. And I can see and look closely that the film is tracking straight coming out of the printer. Okay. You just let it go, feed a fair bit through. If it's not moving at all, that's all good. Then feed it back. That's the first step, it's very important. If it's not feeding straight out of the machine, you've got no chance of getting it to feed through the powder unit straight at all. So now that we've got that, we can bring it over to this point here and make sure that we're square with our powder unit. So the easiest way to get your mark is to simply measure the size of your film. So if you have a 600 machine, your film should be about 600 wide. Then if you measure the width of this heating plate, take those two values away from each other, divide by 2, and then you'll get your distance from this edge to here. And then tape measure or ruler, bit of tape, mark it, and then you'll have a line about here. And all you want to do is make sure that the media is the same distance from the line or on the line all the way down. Okay, if it's off, so let's say, let's see if I move this. So you can just move your powder unit at the back or at the front just to square it up. That way when it feeds through the machine, it doesn't want to pull on a strange angle and then start causing issues. Okay, so if you find that you can't get your media to load through straight and it's wanting to walk either side, come back around to the back of the roll and just inspect it to make sure that you don't have one side that's really tight and one side that is quite loose. If that's the case, undo your clamp for the pinch rollers. Okay, make sure you just give that a bit of a tap to even that up, and then with your left hand, or depending on which hand you're more dominant with, I like to use my right hand up here. Just work it back and forwards, just so you've got even tension on both sides as you're pushing it through. Okay, and I like to go back and forth a little bit, push it through, and I'm just using my hand here as a bit of a brake to make sure that both sides have good tension. I'm not relying on how it's coming off of the roll. And then once you've fed it through a little bit, hold it, then clamp it down, and then hopefully you should be feeding through straight.